So, here we are on the campus of UNC Charlotte for the 2018 Universal Spirit Grand Championships. It's going to be a jam-packed day because we've got all 9 of our teams that are going to take the floor. For Amethyst, it's going to be their last competition of the season, but we're going to have all 8 of our other teams competing for what could possibly be for one of our youth teams a bid to the D2 Summit. So this competition has always had a little special place in my heart. For 13 years, I was the cheerleading coach here, and before that, I actually cheered for 4 years. Before this place right here was built in 1996, we practiced in this dark gymnasium called the Belk Gym, or the Mine Shaft. So I'm told the Belk Gym now has gotten a facelift and it looks completely different from what it was when I was here. So before we get started on what's going to be a long competition day, let's go take a trip down memory lane.
How you doing, man? Good to see you. Welcome back.
So mission success, Dan DeVos. We're gonna go actually inside Belk Gym, where Dan's office was. Early 90s, Dan was the ticket manager here. Or wait, were you the ticket manager then?
I was an intern when I first started and got promoted to ticket manager.
Okay, and so Dan's office was actually, back in the day, right here. Call it a medium-sized closet with the ticket window here, and you could pick up student tickets here. Dan is no longer in the ticket office. Dan is now the
Associate Executive Director of our Athletic Foundation.
So he's no longer Dan the man, he's Dan the man behind the money.
Dan pulling the green.
Yeah.
In a good way, of course.
Yeah, in a good way, for the students. 1993, Dan came here. I started here in '89. So for a good solid 3 years, every day, come by the office, there's Dan. And
we'd had some good conversations about what the Niners record was going to be that year, and Jason's one of the all-time best 49ers we got.
Yeah, see, he's a smart guy.
I'm trying to get into his pocket.
Little known fact here, Victory All-Stars started as Victory cheerleading camps. One of the things we did was host competitions. So right here in Belk Gym, we used to host like 1 or 2 competitions a year. There was no production quality to it. It was just a mat, 4 judges, and 1 sheet of paper per team, and that was it. This space here, none of this existed. I think it was what? It was trophy case here, yep. Like a set of doors, and then you went into this dark gym called the Mine Shaft. Yeah,
it's come a long way.
A long way. Now, in the Belk Gym, that's where we used to practice. So in about 90, 91, me and Nicole Price were warming up, getting ready for practice, and we were talking about how all these other colleges had this tradition of, like, they had a hand gesture, like the Wolfpack, like South Carolina, and we were like, you know, we need something like that. We need to start some kind of tradition. We got to talk and brainstorming, and we decided, hey, you know what? Let's do a pick, and ended up calling it your Niner pick. And we started doing it at games. We'd hold it up during free throws. Then when I started coaching, I made all my athletes do it all the time. So we just kept it in front of people's faces. Fast forward to now, you see athletes like Larry Ogunjobi, the first NFL draftee from Charlotte. But it's pretty cool when you see something that you stuck with and worked on for so long actually is being used as one of the traditions here at UNC Charlotte that will hopefully outlive me. Now, this is where we used to practice when I was here in the first few years of coaching. Let's go in there. Right here. Many practice hours on this gym, taping for UCA Nationals back in the day. A lot of painful memories in this place, with girls standing on your shoulders till they bleed, all that fun stuff. We're gonna go downstairs to where the racquetball courts are, where I first got introduced to college cheerleading. So we'll go downstairs and check that out. All right, so all of this, brand new. This used to just be concrete wall all the way down, and then down there on the right is where the racquetball courts used to be. So I was in there working out one day, and that's where Carlin was in one of the racquetball courts next to the weight room, and he got me to come into the racquetball court because he was working on partner stunning with some girl from his residence hall, I think. So I went in there and was spotting him. I didn't know what spot meant, but I went in there and I'm spotting him. One of the classrooms was letting out across the hall. And when the classroom let out, it happened to have like 4 or 5 varsity cheerleaders that came out. And they saw us in there working on stuff. They were like, whoa, are you trying out? And I'm like, nope. But the next thing you know, we're stunting around with them. They're teaching us how to do different stuff. I learned how to do a back tuck. I learned how to throw girls in the air and catch them by their feet, hold them over my head. And that was it. So the rest is history. And it all started on this hallway about, I hate to say it, but about 30 years ago. So this is Megan.
Hey.
Megan works here at the Belk Gymnasium and has been awesome showing me all of the new stuff.
Yeah.
Here at Belk Gym that didn't exist when I was here. All right, so that's it for a brief tour of, I guess for me, in the cheerleading world, where it all started, going all the way back to when I was a teenager in like 1989, getting talked into doing this cheerleading thing that I had no idea existed till I got to college. I think it's time now to head back to Halton Arena to see what the day has in store for victory. This is Ashlyn.
Hi.
And this is Abby. Abby got injured, and this is Maddie, who should be practicing right now. Abby got injured in September. Ashlyn? August. So they've been out since then. They're here supporting their program, and they're really dying to get back.
It's your birthday?
Tomorrow is.
Birthday girl? Birthday girl?
When we were little and we were on Tiny's, Cadence used to be scared of the zebras and all the mascots, and she wouldn't perform if she saw the mascots.
True story?
Yeah, true story. Holly had to carry me around.
Look how crazy Jill's getting. So from Halton Arena, back here at the gym for a quick wrap up. But before we do that, we are gonna take a look at the D2 Summit bid reveal, which is happening here tonight. Let's head over into the lobby and see if one of our teams is going to be the recipient of a D2 bid tonight. And that is going to be a wrap for Universal Spirit's Grand Championships for 2018. Congratulations to all of our teams with 6 first place finishes, 2 second place finishes, and of course, congratulations Onyx for a bid to the D2 Summit. That group of girls is headed to Disney. That's it for now, but we will see you on the next episode of VTV.